Hello everyone, welcome to a review of a Mad Machines match. It came to my attention that there was some shenanigans with medics being too strong, so we're just gonna analyze and see if that's the case. This is also not a full game. You can see there's 3 robots versus 8 humans. So slight advantage for the robots here, so we'll just see how the humans play. And already I can see that humans don't have a heavy. That's going to bite them in the ass. But they do have pyro, so maybe they can add up for this. Because this game mode is asymmetric, and if the robots are working together and compensating for their weaknesses, then it's sort of expected by the humans to sort of do that as well. It's easier to get 3 people to work together than it is for 8 players to work together. So we'll see what happens. It could be that the medics are healing too much because they do heal at twice the rate. They are slow and they do have 2,500 HP, which means they take a bit for them to die. So. Of course, a lot of the medics were designed in the early stage, in the early meta. I think it's 2 years ago now. Jesus, time flies when you're older. And they haven't really been touched, right? And a lot of other things have changed. We've gotten like some new, better understanding of the mode and how it plays and stuff like that. All of this can help do that. So let's just see how the initial push goes. Because right now, with Spy, you can sort of see who's coming, right? So we have a pyro that just immediately engages. Here you have 3v1, right? So this should be a pretty even fight. Uber coming in, yeah, so Russian Lada, he can't do anything. He has to switch. Here comes the crits. They're going to go and use the pad and get on the cart. And already we have a sentry on the high ground, which is going to be very hard to deal with. Now, if there was a second engineer up here repairing this gun... Oops, I don't think he meant to fell down there. That gun would be unkillable for the robots unless they went to specifically do it or take it down. So here we have a medic, and you can see like their health is going down. If you pay attention to the corner, you can see that the medic can't heal more damage than 1 sentry is doing to him. Like 1 Wrangle sentry will out heal 1 medic. And then the heavy dies, and yeah, the medic barely survives, but he's the only one on the cart, and he's like trying to shoot the sentry. Can't really get it. And I think this demo here, who is this? Jameson is going to be able to clean up this medic. Yeah, there you go. Bang, bang, bang. He's almost dead. Boom, gone. And this robot is out of position. And the cart isn't moving. So now, if Russian Lada was playing optimally, he would just go to the payload and push it, right? Because he tried to get a pick, and you can see like the robots are slow, and he just runs away, and then Sid B-roll mains just kind of didn't use the area correctly. So here we have like a harasser, Cappy, playing a soldier. Doesn't have that great kill power, but you can get in their face. He doesn't have that much health either. And he can put on pressure on the sentry, and without repair, the sentry is gonna go down. And also people are leaving because this was the last match of the day, I think. So here we have a very weak Russian Lala. Keep in mind that if you have the proper HUD settings, you can see how much health the robots have. So like how much health a robot has is never in question for humans. You can see there's like a heavy here, he's just on the cart. And there's like 4 versus 1 here. 5 actually with the Spy. Right, because when he turns, he's not shooting at the rest, which means they can put up the pressure a lot more. And the Spy doesn't even die, he survives. And they're just doing a lot of damage and just outplaying him with teamwork and stuff. So there comes the Uber or the melee pyro coming in, and they do clean up the medic. So far, you can see the trade was 3 humans for 1 robot. That is the intended design, so that was an even trade. They do manage to get the point, but I do think Akakis, and he fell down again. Oh, the tragedy. So he's trying to wrangle his gun. How does he get back up there? I don't think he does. I think the gun is just done for. And yeah, so bit of a mistake there, but not the biggest of things. So far I don't see really anything out of the ordinary. There's like no cheese happening. We have like slow robots slowly walking to where they are, and you also have the harasser robot not really capping and then eventually dying, just generating some coins. You also have this guy just trying to go for kills, and all this time spent not capping. So David comes in here, tries to go for a cap. There's yeah, well, Here's the thing with Spy, you know, like, you do so much damage on fresh spawns when they have over a certain health that like going in for a single stab and just going out again is like so worth it because one, yeah, you do a lot of damage, and two, you take the focus away from where the robots want to be, and the robot focus should always be on the objective and not really killing humans. Because killing humans doesn't do anything, right? Because you can see they push the cart and it's taking a while, so he's gonna come in here and probably get a kill, and then the cart's most likely gonna stop here. And then, so here's the thing with the balance, right? We have so many different robots that do so many different things. And yeah, they all have to be good in their own right. And then there's also the issues like, it is balanced, but nobody's playing him because their perception of the balance is that he's bad. And different robots are good in different situations, right? So here you can see like this single Spy is like stalling for time a lot. And then this Pyro, yeah, just air. Like Pyros are like the biggest bullies, but you can see he has no health. That was actually a 6v2 situation, but it was only 2v1, right? So he was like, so here we have like a bunch of teammates that aren't really doing anything because the cart has moved past there. So you just need to pick up and leave. There's really no point in having anything here because the cart is here, and the robots don't really have any option to do anything but push the payload, right? And humans have to use the range of the map and abuse that because you can't fight the robots up close because the robots are, you know, slow and they have a lot of health and they do decent damage up close. So here we have one of the paid tanks, so some resources have been spent. This guy can't capture, he's only like for disruption, just eating a lot of damage, which is what he's doing. So he has killed one person, he needs to kill 3 in order for him to like make up. So there's 2, and he's probably gonna get the 3rd one. Nope. So we have the harasser scouts, very hard to deal with robot. You don't do that much damage, but it's pretty annoying. You can see like, yes, he spent money on a tank, but he has killed players, but the cart's actually moving backwards, so this is actually doing nothing for the robot team. Sure, you're fighting humans and maybe winning, but that's it, right? And then you die, so not the best choice here. You can see like you have an engineer here who is also not capping, which is what the humans want. So far, robots don't really have the best combination here. And also you have the vaccinator to just counter any kind of crit shenanigans that the robots might have. And then, yeah. So here we have Cappy on the tankiest of heavies. He can't move, so he's like a target. He just eats damage. If you look in the top right corner, you can see like his health, right? He's like, his health is like going down so much. Jesus Christ, he's gonna die here. Yeah, there's no support. Dips below. Yeah, there we go. And boom, he's dead. And he killed one guy before dying himself. So this is where you have a lot of, I would say like the robot synergy isn't that great, and the humans are okay. I mean, it's not amazing what the humans are doing, but it works, right? So here we have the Sentry Buster. He's probably gonna go and blow up some sentries or the teleporter or whatever. Does it work though? And that wasn't in range, obviously, because I don't know. Maybe like the hit detection is weird. Okay, it's weird. All right, so here we have probably one of the stronger medic bots. That's probably due for a rework. Because playing with the crossbow isn't really that fun. It's just very slow. So I guess this is the part where they mention like the heavy just eat a lot of damage. So here you have sort of like the anti-sentry medic, which is the reflector thing. Because if you just let your sentries shoot, you just die. Right? So that's how it is. So there we go. Gotta go in and stab, stab, stab. Lots of damage. One medic is almost dead, and I think he's gonna be not focused down, but he's disconnected, doesn't do anything. So here comes the heavy. Probably the easiest way to do well in this game mode is just medic heavy and pile on the cart and just push and shoot anyone who tries to stop you, and then just repeat that until you're at the victory line. So what can the humans do about this? Well, you can uber chain 2 medics forever and block this capture forever because they have nothing to air blast. However, that requires coordination on the enemy team, and you can't be running Vaccinator. So these robots are eventually going to get cleaned up here. The medic is just like hiding behind him there. The medic dies, and then shortly after, the heavy will fall as well because he's just eating a lot of damage. But he's getting healed 200 HP at a time. Keep in mind, David is not being pressured by anyone right now. And here he is. Right now, David, oh no, Despacha, he can just air blast. What? Just air blast the medic away. What? Yeah, air blast him into the heavy so he can keep healing. What the fuck? Dude, you could have bullied the medic all by yourself, and then he couldn't heal, and this heavy would have been dead. So he just keeps shooting and is allowed to just do that. Most of the humans are dead. And he tries to go for a stab, which is very risky because Cappy pays attention. And look, he's just allowed to stay here in the back and shoot. When you have a perfectly fine route, you can just run up here and kill him whenever you want. So far, human runs in and dies. We have sentries out of position, which they have been for the fucking longest time, because the cart has been here forever. Sentries should be here, not over here, so you can't blame that on the fucking medic. And then we have Russian Lada, who's just going like the bonk scout just to be annoying. He dies. He's like, if you air blast him, he can't really do anything. Here we have the medic once again, just staying in the back all by himself, not being pressured. We don't. The combination of the humans are terrible. They have no medics, so no Uber, and they have spies that don't really get value out of anything because the robots just turn around and stab them. Right, and here comes the boss. Yeah, the human composition is just terrible here. However, the healing for this crossbow medic might be a bit high, but then again, he can't be in the fight. He's either far away and away from him. So you have to kill the medic before you do anything. And he's almost dead. Here comes the boss. Most of the, and look at this. Is anyone just gonna run into this heavy and die? All right. So this is the part where they are saying that it's broken, right? That this healing is too strong, because right now raid team is just dying over and over, and yeah, this is really tough. I think like bosses on low player counts is really really hard for the humans. Yeah, I can see what they mean here, and during all this time, Cappy has been healed back quite the amount. So we have a Kakis trying to do something, but yeah, there's fucking nothing you can do. Do note that Alp has his setup here. Alright, so I think that's what they wanted to see. Alright, so let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back to 40,000 ticks and see like what could the humans possibly have done differently in order to prepare for what just happened. So let's see if we can identify where this issue began. I think we even need to go even further back. Let's go to 30,000. Because a lot of time the game operates on a macro level where something has already gone wrong long ago and you don't really feel the effects of it until way later in the game. Alright, so far I'd say at this point the humans are winning. Right, the humans are winning. And there was some mistakes from Akakis falling down from there, but that shouldn't be an issue. And you can see like the humans are winning. Robots eventually cap, because this first point is easy to cap. And this is where we start to see sort of the mistake. And the mistake is, well, the mistake isn't alive yet. So far so good. Like building here is fine when the robots push the cart. But as soon as this cart goes around this corner, you have to move your stuff. You're behind the lines when you do this. So let's see here. So the cart is moving extremely slowly, and 1, 2, 3 humans sees this. A fourth one is gonna know. A fifth one. Okay, so 5 humans know that the cart's about to pass here, and then the robots just blow everything up. All right, here Alp is dead. All right, so what Alp needs to do is to rebuild here. All right. That's what Alf needs to do. So I don't want to single anyone out, but he's like a major key to the human defense right now. So, and you have Akakis is back here and still wrangling and stuff. So let's see what Alp does here. So he goes, tries to keep the teleporter up, and then he sees that the cart is around the corner where he can't hit them, and then he builds here anyway and tries to wrangle. If he had done this over here, I think the humans would have won. So this was the deciding moment. Because now the cart is moved here and the human rig is here. So keep in mind, it's only one robot here at the moment, right? So now it's like, oh shit, like your shit doesn't automatically cover the objective. That's all the robots care about. Because like this sentry damage, robots will not care about that. So I think now is where the robots are. Yeah, this is where the robots waste a bunch of time. They just run around here in this sort of like this kill box. And they try to like some cheeky stuff, throw in a sentry that does nothing, and sort of like this bad play from the robot sort of like reinforces Alp's perception that he has made a good choice with the sentry stuff, because he's killing robots that don't really do anything, right? They're not capping, and if you're not capping, it's worthless. Rig's still moving. Here, now the humans have a lot of downtime, all right? The distance the robots have to cover and the fact that there's no robots over here, it means that you have so much time as an engineer to move this rig. The teleporter is fine, but you need to get ready for when the robots eventually push through. And you know this, and you have a lot of time. You're not going to be able to hold it with this. Either that, or you should move up right away and try to like hold a new perimeter so the robots have to go around. Because what the robots could do is just go for a fast robot and just cap it, like suicide cap over and over. And then you'd be forced to move as well. But they're not doing that. They're trying to fight the humans, and you see how well that goes. So here comes Cappy's Sentry Buster with the freaking weird... Okay, let's take a look at the line of sight, because he's going to try and blow up this teleport. So here he comes in, he sees it, and then hits it a couple of times. That looks within range to me, man. Oh boy. Oh well. Right. So here's the amount of time the humans have to do stuff, right? There's so much time. Alp is alive. He's choosing to build here and wrangle one sentry instead of working on getting his dispenser up for his team. He's also shooting his own building for some reason. So this is where the push starts to happen, right? You see this coming. So if I remember correctly, the robots here, they just literally walk to the cart. So at this point, you see that there's 2 medics and 1 heavy. 3 players, 4, 5, 6... 6 out of 8 players know that there's 1 heavy and 2 medics. What's good against 2 heavies and 1 medic? Well, pyros, because you can just air blast the medics away so they can't heal. And we also have Jamie here who just instantly dies. So here's up to Despache, right? The guy who's notoriously known for having poor position. Here, perfect opportunity to just air blast this medic away. Perfect. You can just air blast him away. Nothing he can do about it. He's disconnected from the heavy. The heavy doesn't get resistance, and also the reflect that happens doesn't happen if you self-pop it. It's only if you pop on others. And instead, he decides that the best course of action is to put them on fire and then shoot them with the worst damage-dealing secondary that you have on Pyro in this matchup, and then die. Right? So here it starts to crumble, right? So here you start to see the issue with like the heavies having a lot of health because of this angle. If Alp had moved his sentries to this high ground here at the back line, he would have so much line of sight where he can just chip away at the damage. And the heavies can't really do anything, right? The heavies just eating damage. You also got to be careful about the vaccinator because the sentries will just blow themselves up. But you have mini sentries, so it doesn't really matter. So here they are slowly starting to push past this defense area, right? And then you have like non-power classes trying to fight the power classes. You come in here and eventually this heavy dies. And now you have David all by himself once again. And Despache, He sees the arrows. There's no way he didn't see the arrows because they literally, there's 2 that flew past him, and he shoots the heavy. Now he should know that, oh, I saw 2 arrows. He also sees the medic. The medic is by himself, 100% available to get air blast and pushed away and harassed. And let's see what he does. He bullies him, grabs the health, and just lets him. Hello? How can you complain when you are literally doing the worst possible option that you could? Wow, okay, so he goes in and he tries to kill him instead of like if this was me, David would be fucking all the way over here fighting me, and I would just run around and just be like, hey, what you gonna do, idiot? I'm wasting your time, because to keep in mind the balance is 3-1. If you as a single human can remove 1 robot from the fight, it's 100% worth it, because then 2 of your other teammates can focus on whoever's doing the damage. And they keep focusing on the heavy, who is just eating so much eating damage, but he's also tanking damage. So here, a lot of players are dead. All right, so Alv, your rig has failed. And you're alive somewhere. There you are. You are the backbone of this defense. You are the only engineer. Like, what you do matters so much. So he decides to run up and shotgun something. Okay, is he gonna... hello? Okay, so let's assume he was tired, all right? So once again, medic by himself, stab. As a spy, you can definitely bully this, but yeah, like, the humans already lost when the rig and sentries were back here and the cart was here. That's where the game was over. And also, like, the Pyros have had so many chances to remove David from the fight. But here comes the boss, and I'm not sure. Like, without stuff on the roofs, sentries, this is pretty difficult. I think even if David did less healing and had less health, the result would have been the same. But yeah, I think I got to see enough information. And here, there's really not enough players alive to contest this, and they just push in and win. So there we go. I would say, yes, this medic robot is strong, but he has his weaknesses, and if you're not going to exploit them and do literally the worst option over and over again, then you should be prepared for the, like, the spots. Hey, you know it's a heavy with a fucking minigun. Running up Pyro with the flamethrower is literally the worst thing you can do. You might as well disconnect and remove you from the game at that point. You could go literally anything else, and it would be good. Ugh. Wow, okay. This is broken, says Alp, who has had shit out of position for like several minutes and decided to not build anything when it mattered the most. Yeah. A bit of a skill issue for the humans, I'd say, but I'm going to take a look at the robot's healing powers and make sure that it's up to snuff, right? Otherwise, like, the robots need healing, otherwise they just die. But yeah, interesting video. Thank you for sticking around to the end. But you can see here that, like, what you do, either as robot or human, matters a lot, because everything has consequences, and especially like when there's fewer humans, you matter more. Like 8 versus 3 is harder than 18 versus 6. So there was some crucial moments there. Felled on Dispache, who made a complaint, and he just literally did the, like I said many times, he did the worst option he could possibly do several times in a row. Because this game mode is all about adaptation and changing and stuff. So yeah. How much is more left of this game? Over halfway. Alright, so I'm not going to cover the rest of this game. But yeah. You gotta communicate and work together. Humans have all the tools to beat this. You just gotta use them.